suggest to record like the warm-up and then I stop recording so that at least he knows what we did.
Okay.
So hi Riley, we miss you. Hopefully you can catch up. Okay, so last time we talked about tone and mood. We looked at second type of effective sentences, and we're gonna look more at them today. Okay. So as a review, I'm gonna show you a picture and I want you to tell me how it makes you feel. Okay. You don't have to write it down. Don't say anything yet. Just look at it first. Think about how the picture makes you feel. Okay. Here's one. How does this, what kind of tone and mood, what kind of mood do you get when you look at this one? You've thought of something, Washe?
Well, I feel stranded, like lost.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Shreya, what do you feel about this picture?
It seems old.
Mm-hmm. So how does it make you feel? What kind of mood do you get?
Like a
So that's when we want to kind of think of words to use. How does it make you feel? I mean, is it a positive or negative feeling?
It's a negative feeling.
It's a negative feeling, right? It doesn't give you any good vibes at all. So can you think of words to describe that?
Like dark.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think of it like an alleyway.
Yeah. Do you think it's a safe place?
No.
No, unsafe, unclean, right? Okay. Now let's try the next image. What words come to mind when you see this one? What words come to mind when you see this one?
I see like scary.
Scary, uh-huh.
But it looks like a roller coaster entrance of some sort.
You think so? Do you know what these things are called?
Tikis.
They have a name. It starts with a G. It's called a gargoyle. The gargoyle they used to build them on top of buildings, churches, and stuff like that. Yeah. So this one is not a positive feeling. Again, you said scary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Frightening, disturbing, maybe too. Disturbing. Yeah. Okay. Let's try the next image.
I would say.
What did you say?
I would say positive, clean, calm, and relaxed.
I would say happy,
Mm-hmm.
great, funly. Is that even a word?
You say fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you see how images immediately get certain feelings or certain words after seeing certain images? So that's the same thing as when you're reading. That's what tone and mood is. You feel a certain way when something is happening, right? You get scared. Some books make you feel really sad or mad. Because that's the power of words. That's the power of communication.
Okay.
Yes.
Was there a picture before this? I might have heard something.
Yeah, no, it's okay. We'll go over. We'll come back to it, okay? So the one before this one was this one.
That feels frightening, feel attacking, scary.
Yeah. So it's amazing how we all agree, right, on certain images. We don't even have to discuss it. We all agree how they make us feel. Different images have different feelings in our hearts, how they make us feel. And the photographer is trying to communicate, just like an author tries to communicate to you how to think about something or what they want you to take from something, okay? So that's just a quick review of tone and mood, okay? So we are now moving on in our literary chart, and but before we do that, let's talk about what did you read this week. Let's quickly But here's the question. Look at the question. This is important. The question is, what was the tone of the book or piece of writing? Give evidence from text. So if you say it was scary, you write what was the scary part, okay? If you say it was
Funny.
you'd write why it was funny. So remember, you're writing in C, so I want the title of the book. You're writing what this is what you read last week, title of the book, and think about your punctuation and grammar and everything that makes sense, okay?
Okay.
I'm giving you a little bit more time, about 7 minutes. Let's get started.
Also, Miss Shuma,
Yes.
so I try to like turn in my homework before class starts, but today like it's not letting me like take a picture of my homework. So is it okay if I just like type it out after class?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so now we're doing our reading. You guys give if you forget, look at the question again. You're writing the tone and mood. You're not telling me what happened. Tone of the book. Tone is the author's feelings about the book, about the subject. And give evidence from text.
Can we do like the specific part of like a text in the book and then tell the tone of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Just pick one moment. Yeah. So we need to think about how does the author feel about what he's writing about.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Washa, you said that it was funny when Francis we kind of color-coded underwear and gives him a wedgie. So this is what happened, and I guess it is funny. Maybe the author finds that funny, right?
No, in Big Nate, everything he writes about what things everything that Nate likes and doesn't like and does to other people, he actually kind of did when he was a kid. Because Nate's afraid of cats. He has allophobia. That's Lincoln Pierce too.
Oh, okay. So this author basically is almost writing about himself. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a biography, but in a realistic fiction mode.
Okay.
But now I know most of his life.
Well, it helps, I guess, if you read about the author too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you read about the author, you can understand why they're writing about certain things.
And you can find out what they're doing, right?
Yeah,
Why
it does help actually to read about the author. Okay, good. All right. So I think, we'll keep working on tone and mood. It is a little tricky. It takes a while to get used to. But now we are moving on to our quick lesson today. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to explain the author's craft used in narrative. You will write one type of effective sentence, and you will also begin you to revise your narrative using your knowledge of author's craft. Okay, so literary chart, author's craft, and effective sentences today. We're gonna start with a Kahoot.
Yes.
But we are now here, okay? We did word choice. So now I expect you, and I saw Shreya, you use really great words in your writing. I expect you to start using high-level words. Try use some of those words that you're supposed to be memorizing, okay? Tone and mood, you start noticing whether it's a happy story, it's sad. Just like think of those images, how they make you feel. That's the same thing in writing. How does the writing make you feel? Okay. And then We are also today, we're going to look at author's craft elements. What elements are used to help us understand the story? So I want to see how many you know. I'm just going to give you a quick quiz on a Kahoot. You want to get ready for that.
Well, since Riley ain't here to lose again, I'm gonna have to do it out on Trey.
Well, let's see how it goes. So get your Kahoot ready. So that is
My phone.
all right. So let me get you the link. This is to just show me what you already know.
Also, Nishima, on the assessment,
Yes.
so I have the essay, okay? And
Sorry?
it won't let, so for the assessment,
Yes.
it said that I got a 60, but all the answers that were on there, or sorry, a 50, but all the answers that were on there weren't the answers that I chose.
Really?
Yeah. And then my essay, it wouldn't like turn in, so like it's a blank essay.
Really? I'll look at it. Thank you so much, Shreya.
This is doing Halloween. I can hear the Halloween music.
I know. Everybody changes their theme music. We can't do anything about it.
Yeah, every time a special holiday's coming, they always have, like, you know, TV shows have some kind of special episode that goes with Halloween or something. They do the same thing with Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. All right, so here we go.
I don't none of these.
Well, that's what I'm gonna figure out. Okay, what you know. Yes.
Can we do another easier Kahoot?
We'll see. Right now, we are now going to go over what we just did. Okay. So what we're looking at, that's the next thing in our little shopping store. How authors organize these things. They use literary devices, right?
Miss,
They use words, special words to make their writing interesting. Now, if you look at this list, do you
Miss Shima, I can't see the list. I can only see the Kahoot.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, let me do a new share. And now?
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
cool. So, you know, how many of these, I want you to go through the list right now and jot down on a piece of paper or your little journal the ones that you don't know. Okay, I'll give you about 2 minutes. Which ones, which words on this list do you not know?
I don't know any of them.
Okay, well, maybe in your case, write the ones that you do know.
Oh, I know.
No, write them down, please.
Miss Shima, what does the fourth one say? I can't hear you. You're mute.
It's consonants.
Consonants? Oh.
Let me grab my pen as well. So you're looking at this list and you write down 2 or 3 you don't know to record to look up and study and then share.
Look up, study, share.
Yes, so you're becoming an expert on 2 of these that you didn't know already.
Okay.
I am.
So who would like to teach first?
Me.
Okay, so Washi, what are you going to teach to Shreya and I?
Satire.
Satire, okay?
The use of satire in literature refers to the practice of making fun of human weakness or character flaw.
Okay. Do you have any examples?
Well, I have like the story about Achilles. Achilles.
Ashley or Hercules?
Achilles.
Okay.
You know about that trick? Achilles? The guy with the heel and the weak spot?
Oh, you mean Hercules?
No, the guy who got poured in the river at Styx but left his heel out and then someone shot an arrow at his heel. It's referred to someone's weak spot. It's a Greek myth.
Okay. So that's a satire?
Hercules is like some guy who got super strength or something.
Okay. Oh, Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Do you know that one, Shreya? Achilles. Okay. So, is there another one that you looked up? Oh, let's do Shreya. Shreya teach one and then Wati will teach you second one. What is yours?
Okay, so my first one is an oxymoron, and an oxymoron is 2 conflicting words in one sentence.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like I said, jumbo shrimp. Shrimp is very small, so you can't really make it big.
Yeah.
Or
So it doesn't
really
make
big.
the 2 contrasting words put together like jumbo shrimp, right?
And then like another is like cold fire. Fire is hot. And if it's cold, then it'll die out.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, Washe, which other one did you look up? Thank you, Shreya. That was a good one.
Puns.
A pun, okay.
Puns are very popular literature device when we're in a word used in manner to suggest 2 or more possible meanings.
Can you give us an example?
There, like you can say, there, look over there, guys. Or you can say, there they are. That's mine. Right there, it's mine.
Okay, so it has double meaning and can be used to make fun literature, right? Like I was reading a book which said about a pencil with a point. You know what I mean? A pencil has a
That
point.
makes sense.
That's a pun. Okay. Shreya, was that a good explanation for you?
Uh-huh.
Okay, what is your lesson?
Foil.
Foil, okay.
Like what paper?
So it's when another character in the story, like who has like contrast, like with the main character, so like a protagonist and an antagonist.
Mm-hmm. So it's about the 2 of them having a conflict?
It's not like having a conflict, but then like it like so like because this other character is introduced, the main character will like have one of like, let's say like it's like a superhero, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's this villain.
Yes.
Because the villain comes and like tries to defeat him, one of his like superpowers will stand out because he's trying to defeat him.
And that's called a foil?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, superhero. Actually, no, wait, that's not important, right?
Okay. All right. So, guys, I want you to actually make sure you know all these. In 2 weeks, you need to be able to understand, be able to explain, and be able to use them. And also think about why authors use it in their writing. So it's not enough to just know what alliteration is, right? You need to know why the author is using alliteration at that point in time. All right, so we're gonna do a quick, so here's more, the list is kind of extensive. Here we go. So one thing we'll look at next time, if you look here, there's literary techniques that authors use, and then they use figurative language, and these are literary elements. All these are devices that authors use in their book that you need to know about, right? This is actually, it's something I took, somebody else made this one, okay? From goodsensorylearning.com. So you need to know all these words, what they mean, and how they're used by authors. So if you look at the blue part, do you know all these? And foil comes up again. These are techniques authors use. And then we took figurative language. There are so many figurative language words, right? That you
Like
need to know.
personification?
Yes, personification is there. These are all literary devices that authors use. These are all examples of figurative language. And the elements are what make up a story. So you've all, you know, yes.
I only see the seesaw page.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know why it wants me to reshare my, so I was talking to myself. Do you see it now?
Yes. So,
Okay, so here are the literary techniques in blue that I was talking about. Number 5 is figurative language, and all these in purple are all the different types of figurative language that you need to know.
a pun is a figurative language. I thought that was just a regular little thing in the history.
Okay, and then on the red is what makes up a story, and you need to know all these. It's a lot. Okay, I will share this with you on Seesaw. Just make sure you probably know most of these, especially Shreya, you knew a lot from the quiz that I did with you. But whatever you don't know, look it up, okay?
Yes,
and you
ma'am.
have 2 weeks to kind of know. You already know what an antagonist is, I'm sure. You know what characterization is. You know what a climax is.
What antagonist is?
It's like the bad guy in the story.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course I know that, because Spider-Man, Hydro Man. No, wait, no, that's not.
Okay, so antagonists, especially superhero stories, always have the protagonist and the antagonist. Okay, so just introducing the words today that you need to know. We'll go more into understanding them. We're going to spend more time on literary chart on this part, on the author's devices, okay? All right. Any questions about what about this part? You good? Okay. So let's move on. So basically you need to know, what does the author do to enhance their story? They use many devices. So we already did pick 2. We don't have to do any more 2, but I think next time, in 2 weeks time, pick another 2 and you're gonna teach us, okay? Try and teach us with images. Just make it really interesting for us to learn.
Like a slideshow?
Well,
No.
maybe it might be helpful if you have more examples, maybe from your books or even a picture. Sometimes some pictures explain more than others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How though? Because
like jumbo shrimp, like she can have a picture of how small shrimp is and write the word jumbo, which shows that it's an oxymoron, right?
But how? But I mean, like, how do you like calculate it on centuries? Because when you put it in together, you need to know like when you need to like figure it out. Like with how do
Yes.
you activate the pictures? Like how do you breathe?
No, you would have to just look for images to help you explain.
Imagery?
Or you can just give us an example from a book or a story.
Can I just make a slideshow and then?
Yeah, you can do a slideshow too.
Slideshow is the hardest.
And you can share it with us on Seesaw and we can see it.
Okay. Also, that big project that you told us about, that's due on November 2nd.
Yes. So that's just basically explaining the literary chart, right?
Yeah, okay, because I thought through most of it.
Yeah, it's just explaining the literary chart with a few examples if you can think of some. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just do a bit of practice analyzing this poem which we read last time. What is this poem about? What special literary device do you notice? What did the author use? Do you notice anything? Do you notice any similes, metaphors, puns, oxymoron, anything? I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to read it quickly and then we'll talk about it, okay? Maybe just a minute because we don't have much time. At least find one thing.
And stirs and stays.
What stanza are we talking about?
The second one. Third
Stanza,
line.
okay. But the word that sways and stirs and stays. So what did you think it was?
Personification.
Good, it is. But how do you know it's personification?
Because a word can't stir or sway or stay.
Exactly. That's basically giving human qualities to a thing, right?
Yeah.
Well done. Good one. Do you notice anything else, Washe?
Oh, I didn't read it yet because
Oh.
something happened to me.
Where that goes.
Let me see.
I mean, just the very first line. Oh, a word is a gem or a stone or a song or a flame or a two-edged sword. What is that called? Is a word a gem?
No.
So what is that? What
It's
figurative language is that?
it's not precise. Well, I think it'd be a metaphor.
It is, indeed.
How though? I don't see like or as.
Like or as would be a simile.
Oh, come on!
So when you take out like or as, it becomes a
Metaphor.
right? Or a word is a gem or a stone or a song. But if they said a word is like a gem, is like
Or
a
like
stone,
a song.
that would be a simile. But this poet decided to make it to use a metaphor instead. I think it's more powerful when you say that the word is actually a gem or a stone. Okay,
Miss
well
Shumba?
done, guys. I mean, there's more. There's a lot more in here, but we're gonna stop there. So we're just kind of getting our feet wet figuring out what devices authors use because they do that a lot. Okay.
If I would be high, below, down.
Oh, nice. Can you record for us on Seesaw with the words so we can that's a good one for us to practice, eh?
I have a personification song.
Okay, personification?
Hmm.
Oh, well, now we've moved on to sentences. Ooh.
Oh, but I do have a prepositional phrase song.
Okay, let's hear it.
Prepositional phrase, it's the one you use, it's the one you use when you need a sentence, and you need a sentence whizzing at, you need to find the word that goes with what you know. Prepositional phrase is what you need, it's what you need to start a sentence all the way.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we have two. So you guys should be expert at prepositional phrases. Okay, starting with at the sound of the bell, the students stood up. You start with the preposition under any of those prepositions you can start with. Now, participle phrase, you're starting with a word that has an ing, right? And then a positive phrase, an exemplary, it's a long phrase now. You're using a phrase to start your sentence before you explain about the person. And then infinitive usually starts with to. So
See,
when we start, pardon?
When we start talking about compound and like complex sentences, there's like a song for everything.
Oh, so you have songs for these?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, why don't you do this for us, guys? You can record yourself. I mean, obviously, make sure you're ready. Record yourself and with the words and put it on Seesaw to help us, okay? So that we all remember and help each other.
I can't put anything on Seesaw, I can't put any videos or photos on Seesaw. My computer says I need to activate my microphone, which I have done a million times, but it just says no.
Okay, let's do that. That will help us remember these. So that's something we did last week. We're not gonna do the quiz today. I don't think we have enough time. Let's see. Okay, so let's just quickly go over the third part of digging deeper into sentences, starting with modifying phrases. Okay, so let me give you some examples quickly. So you can start with a modifying phrase. So here's an example number one. The region of Honshu is a well-known area in the northern region of Japan. Its population at the time of tsunami was about 300,000. Archaeologists have discovered many facts about the life in ancient Honshu to add to our knowledge of the current world. So all these, the beginning part are all propositional, are all modifying phrases. They tell us a little bit more about the place. Okay, so sorry, I'm going through it fast because we have 2 minutes. We probably will have to go over sentences again because we have a minute left, okay?
Yeah.
These are all starting with the warnings of tsunami. So I think let's do this, okay? I think let's do your, let me go back. let's do the songs to help us with all these first, so we understand these phrases. Okay, that can be part of your work. But the work I have given you for this week, it's probably faster if I go this way. Okay. Yeah. So just practice writing sentences, starting with different phrases. Write and revise your essay. So now that you know more about writing,
Okay. Also, which essay are you talking about?
the very first one you wrote. So you want to start improving on that one. And you're also working. Are you all working in workbook 1?
Yeah.
You have, right?
I think I started like page 1 or 2, but I don't think I've gotten too far in it.
Okay. And then on CSO, I actually put everything down for you today. This time I was good. I put your assignments, and I put the proper due date. So if you go to, so it's June, November 2. So what I also want you to do is to read a children's book, like a baby book, like a picture book for kids, and see what mood, what words they're using and that kind of stuff. Just kind of bring it next time.
Oh, is next week November 2nd?
No, sorry. Let me change this because it's not. Okay.
It's due on October 26th.
No. No, next week is October 20 something. No, it's in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me write in 2 weeks. But I'll leave the date because last time I wasn't putting the date.
Yeah, in 2 weeks it's November 2nd.
Yeah.